Hi there, this is Khalil Samani again, talking on behalf of the West Monroe Healthcare Provider Bot. In this video, we're going to specifically talk about the provider bot as it pertains to providers instead of patients. So in the last video, we talked about patients and how they would interact with the bot. And there was quite a few interactions, including bill pay, scheduling an appointment, and contacting a doctor, for example. So in this video, instead of repeating all of those, I'm just going to do a very specific provider use case um, that a patient would not have. So to start off, I'm just going to initiate contact with the bot. And in doing so, I'm just saying hi, and it's giving me an introduction to the bot saying, here's all the things it can help me with. But before we start, who am I? Patient or a provider? And I'm going to say I am a provider. So perfect. Instead of asking me for my name, it's asking me for my patient's name because it knows that the information I'm looking for is relevant to a patient and trying to make a patient's life easier, trying to help a patient in some way. So I'm going to start off by giving my patient's information. So this is that key identifiable information that will allow the bot to know this is exactly the patient I'm talking about. I have that core information that you wouldn't have otherwise as a provider to be able to address this patient's needs. So now we're going to go into the date of birth. And if you saw the last video, you saw that this is the same information as before because I'm making an appointment for John Doe instead of John Doe making an appointment for himself. So now it's asking me for his identification number, and I'll provide that right here. And perfect, now it's saying, how can I assist you? And before I move on, I just want to call this out once again. As you can see, whenever I've been entering information, that information is being stored under a specific parameter. So patient name, John Doe, patient ID, this ID that I entered. And that's because not only is the bot storing that information so that it can tell, here's the patient you're talking about, and here are their records, for example, but it can also say, this is how you've been responding to me. This is the information you're providing me. And now I can assist you better as a result of knowing this information about you. So keep that in mind as we're going forward with this use case. So it's asking me how can it assist me. And like I said earlier, in this video, I want to schedule an appointment for my patient, John. It registered that I'm scheduling an appointment for John, and it's saying what type of doctor do they want to see. So it's giving me this nice card layout, so I can either type, surgeon as a message here, or I can select it here. I'm going to do that, and it'll populate my response. And perfect. Now it's asking me when I'd like to schedule this appointment. So I'm going to give appointment information here and say, let's see, almost forgot what year it was. Perfect. And as you can tell, I didn't enter necessarily exactly what they asked of me, but it still registered that I was talking about 2019. Perfect, it's giving me the available slots, and I'm going to give a time period for this. So we'll say 12:30 p.m. And on behalf of my patient, it still recognizes that I'm a provider, not a patient. You want to schedule an appointment with a surgeon for this time on this date. Is that right? It's giving me that confirmation information. And I'm going to say yes, that is perfectly correct. And awesome. It's going to let me know that it's booked my appointment for John, which is exactly what I came here to do. So I'm going to say, no, there's nothing else you can assist me with. And it'll let me know that I can continue to contact the bot if any more questions come up about addressing John's needs. So thank you so much for listening to this video, and please contact us if you have any questions.